It seems hardly a day goes by that we don't hear of some type of war being waged somewhere in the world. Because it's so common, it's easy to push that news aside and go on with our daily lives. But recently, a friend went to Burma and brought back these images of war. Faces of children, many of them orphans, living in a war zone where the sounds of gunfire are a constant reminder of imminent danger. Burma, also known as Myanmar, is a small country in Southeast Asia, bordering on Thailand. For more than 50 years, a civil war has been waged here against ethnic minorities. More than 1 million people have been internally displaced. 2 million more have fled across the borders. My friend, whose identity is protected for security reasons, went with a ministry group called the Good Life Club to take supplies from Orphan's Promise to the children and teachers in remote Burma. The primary focus is to help kids at risk.
Kids who have had to flee from their homes or suffer attacks and are in hiding or on the run. And this is a way that the kids especially can be encouraged to have hope.
The hope comes from sharing spiritual truths. And also from this medical clinic, the only care most people will receive all year. During this one-month tour, the Good Life Club will reach about 4,000 children in some of the most remote areas of eastern Burma. The workers hike in or travel in by elephant. Among the supplies are electronic audio Bibles called Proclaimers. Orphan's Promise arranged for this special donation through an organization called Faith Comes by Hearing. The Proclaimer is solar-operated with a clear speaker to reach several hundred people. It was especially well received by the teachers. In this village, they're holding a Run for Relief. Similar events are held around the world to raise funds for Burma. Here it's just for fun and promotes good health. But the irony isn't lost. With the enemy soldiers only a few miles away, villagers have to be prepared at any time to leave their homes.
They're always having in their minds they have to run away. This is a situation where they have very little in terms of supplies, in terms of household goods, in terms of opportunities. I think it's one of the most desperate places a person can be in, is having no security and having very little things that you can count on around you.
This village has been burned twice. These charred remains were once the church. Now services are held in the school. Despite the danger, the people keep returning, rebuilding, refusing to give up their land. Today, there are more than 56 full-time relief teams connected with the Good Life Club. They work year-round throughout the war zone. It's a safety net for children who are caught in the combat.
One girl, Namudewa, she was 7 years old, and she was shot by the Burma Army. And the relief team found her 13 days later. She's got the bullet that remains in her, and it was decided by the doctors that it would be more dangerous to take it out than to keep it there. But her whole attitude changed once she felt she was cared about. Another girl, Naewa Pa, was shot from about 15 yards away by Burma Army as her father was carrying her grandmother, and both her father and her grandmother were killed in that attack, and her mother and her siblings fled. And the team then discovered their situation very soon after that attack and were able to minister to them. So those are the more difficult situations that go on constantly, and those are the children that survive.
The Good Life Club is giving these children a new perspective. Regardless of their ethnic race, they are loved by God. And regardless of the war, they can have peace in their hearts. That's a battle worth fighting for.